The state government has engaged the assistance of community development associations and transport unions in an effort to stem the tide. Governor Babatunde Fashola also appealed to Lagosians to be vigilant. In this next report, our correspondent Charles Eruka examines the state government's effort at containing the menace of insecurity.
The uniformed personnel assembled in their large numbers are not exactly members of the conventional security services like the police and armed forces, but the gathering is nonetheless a sure sign that there may be trouble somewhere, somehow. And the trouble is that Lagos State, the center of excellence, is experiencing some security challenges. Armed robberies and abductions appear to be on the rise. It appears criminals have reinvented their tactics, and despite police presence and patrols all over the state, armed robbers and kidnappers still find a way to strike. Disturbed by this resurgence of violent crime where it had been severely curbed in the last couple of years, the state government has also found it necessary to adopt a different approach.
Some of the things we did yesterday, we may not be able to do them again if we are to keep ourselves safe. Law enforcement can do only so much, but they can't be in every house. But if we take the first control, the landlords become more careful. They take references from tenants before they accommodate them. And tenancies whose standard of life is not compatible with the rent they are paying must be reported for us to come and check.
Governor Babatunde Fashola's meeting with coordinators of the Neighborhood Watch, community development committees and associations leaders, as well as leaders of transport unions in the state, underscored the need for improved vigilance and security consciousness in every neighborhood.
We are going to work on it and make sure that there is no hideout for criminal in our mechanic villages.
So check your neighbors. Who is this? Who is that?
The regular security services appear to be really stretched thin in their efforts to protect the citizenry from criminals. Nonetheless, it's time to read the Riot Act.
The rules that are restricted remain restricted, and the presence of motorcycles on those routes is not going to be tolerated. The other aspect of discussions for today is the people operating hotels all over the place illegally. They are advised, those of them that are not registered and recognized by the government are advised in their own interest to go and register and be recognized, because the security outfits in the state will no longer tolerate a situation where people will operate hotels and use them as hideout for criminals.
And as Easter approached, the situation appeared to get even more desperate. However, after a closed-door meeting with the state governor, the police commissioner emerged to offer firm assurances of crime-free celebrations.
Arrangements are in place to ensure that the festivities come and go freely as it used to be. The citizens are assured of enough security. They should go about celebrating the Easter festivals.
If we must have a safe and secure Lagos, the state government's advice is that, as the first line of defense, know thy neighbor as thyself.
All of us must know our neighbor. Those who commit crime, those who endanger our lives and our children's lives are not spirits. They live amongst us. They are either landlords or tenants or friends of landlords or friends of tenants. Let us go back to what we have done before, asking questions. Who is your neighbor? What does your neighbor do for a living? Even in our social clubs, where we are enjoying, it is not enough now for anybody to come to the club and say, I declare beer, serve round. Before we drink that beer, ask him, who are you? What work do you do?
What more can be said? Charles Eruka for Channels Television News.